All right, it's a fun day for me. I get to be in West Virginia with kids, encouraging them to be healthy. We want to encourage parents to provide a tobacco-free environment for our kids in West Virginia. Kids, are you ready to be healthy?
Yeah!
Cowboy Ted Assembly has been involved with the sport of rodeo for over 15 years as a radio and print journalist. He has covered the National Finals Rodeo and numerous regional rodeo events. He has spent most of his life as an educator and started the Cowboy Ted Foundation for Kids in 1999 with the goal of touching the lives of 1 million kids in a positive way. He has visited with over 100,000 kids to teach them about healthy lifestyles. Cowboy Ted also worked for Radio Disney and 8 other radio stations in California and Utah. He has also produced 3 coloring books and written a series of books for kids, starting with 2 titles, Billy the Bull and Baby Farm Animals. Cowboy Ted has been a college instructor in Utah, California, and Missouri. The longtime educator holds a Master of Education degree in Health, Physical Education, and Recreation. Cowboy Ted serves as a spokesperson for the National Tobacco-Free Rodeo Program and is a member of the Board of Directors for the Southwest Utah Public Health Department.
How many of you are ready to get loud and rowdy today? How many of you would like to rope this bull today? How many of you would like to see your teachers rope the bull today? All right. Well, we're going to have a loud time, we're going to have a quiet time, and I'll let you know when we're going to be quiet. I'll let you know when we're going to be loud. How many of you can be quiet? All right, guess what? The students that are the most quiet are going to have the best opportunity to rope the bull. How many of you would like to rope the bull? All right, we'll have a quiet time, we'll have a loud time. How many of you plan to go to college? How many of you think you're pretty healthy? How many of you might like to learn a little more about the radio business? So I'm going to tell you a little bit about radio, quite a bit about healthy lifestyles, and then we're going to talk about college a little bit, and then we're going to have your teachers rope the bull. Will that be all right? All right. Do any of you know how long you have to stay on a bull at a rodeo? Raise your hand. Right there in the white shirt. 8 seconds is right. Well, I have a kids foundation that has 8 healthy lifestyles concept, 8 rules to go with the 8 seconds in rodeo. I used to fall off some bulls in the day. So we're going to have our friends here pass out pictures so all of you can see the picture, and they're also going to pass my buckle around. How many of you can count to 3? Perfect. That's how long we want you to hold the picture or the buckle, count to 3 to yourself, and then pass it to the next person. Can you all do that? All right. Well, these helpers from your own school are going to come out and pass out the pictures. You're going to go all the way to the top up there. Go ahead. You're going to go to the top all the way back there. You're going to go right here to that fella in the yellow. And you're going to go right over there to that girl in the pink, all the way on the end in the front row. How about a round of applause for all of our helpers? Well, they call me Cowboy Ted because I work in radio in Utah. I also teach college classes, and I come out and visit with kids. I've written a couple books, so we're going to talk a little bit about that throughout the course, and then we're going to rope the bull. How about if we talk about the 8 rules right now? I'm going to have you raise your hand if you think you can live with these rules. All right? Let's go over the rules. Rule number 1 is respect parents. How many of you listen to almost everything your parents say? Almost everything. Is that important? Yeah. Guess what? I'm going to give you a little tip. If you want your parents to respect you and let you do some of the things that you'd like to do, it's going to serve you well to first show the respect to your parents. In order to get respect, we have to show respect, right? So we're going to start out with respect parents, and I bet they're going to let you do more things. and they're going to listen to you more, and you're going to have more say in what you do, okay? So we'll respect parents is rule number 1. Rule number 2 is lead a healthy lifestyle. How many of you guys think you're healthy? Let's find out. How many of you have at least 3 helpings of dairy products every day? This could be milk, cheese, yogurt, ice cream. Perfect. We have to have 3 a day. Dairy products are important for our bones, for our teeth, for our muscles, and for our vision. You'll see that picture that's going around. That arm I have up in the air, I broke on that ride. I only had to wear my cast for 4 weeks instead of 8 weeks because of the calcium and the strength in my bones. So we want to have dairy products for strong bones, right? You had a bull riding accident too, didn't you? You drinking lots of milk? All right. How many of you drink lots of water? 6 to 8 cups of water every day. This is important because most of the inside of our body is made up of fluid, liquid, or water. So every time you go by the drinking faucet, make sure you get water because we have to have water in our body to make it work. Do you think water is good for our brains? Raise your hand. Yeah. A lot of our brain is made up of fluid, so we need water. How many of you exercise 30 to 60 minutes every day? All right. Do you know who the Surgeon General is? The Surgeon General is the doctor for the whole United States, and he recommends that young people like yourselves get 30 to 60 minutes of exercise every day so that you can get stronger muscles, stronger bones, a stronger heart, and stronger lungs. So we want you to exercise 30 to 60 minutes every day, and for adults, we're going to go 30 minutes 5 days a week. So do you think you could talk your parents and your teachers into exercising with you 1 or 2 days a week? It's worth a try. It's worth a try. So we'll ask them and see if they can get out, because adults need to get exercise at least 30 minutes 5 times a week. How many of you brush your teeth twice a week? Oh, wait. I meant twice a day. How many of you brush your teeth twice a day? Is that important for our teeth? It's great for our smile, but it's even more important so that we can eat the right foods, right? How many of you wash your hands a lot? We have to wash our hands a lot because guess what? Most of the germs that make us sick come into our body from our own hands. So most of the time when you get sick, it's because you bring your hands to your mouth or your eyes or your nose before you wash them, and you bring the germs into your own body. So if we can't wash our hands right away, we're going to keep our hands away from our eyes, nose, and mouth. Can you all do that? All right. How many of you wear sunblock when you go out in the sun? It's very important. Every time we get a sunburn, we're doing damage to our skin, right? Look at. The sun didn't do that, but it did do this. I had to get skin cancer cut off here and here. Do you think it hurt? Yeah, because I didn't wear sunblock when I was smaller. So we want you to wear sunblock when you go outside. Well, it sounds like you're all pretty healthy. Let's go on to concept number 3. How many of you want your teachers to rope the bull? This is the time we need to be quiet, because the more quiet we are on the rules, the more time we have to rope the bull. We might have enough time for all the teachers if we can go through this fast. So for the next few questions, just raise your hand and we'll be very, very quiet, okay? Rule number 3 is work hard in school. How many of you work hard in school? Raise your hand. How many of you read books 20 to 30 minutes every day? How many of you like to use computers? How many of you want to go to college? All right, put your hands down and quietly look over to your teachers. Teachers, are you going to read more than 20 or 30 minutes a day when you go to college? Yeah, it's going to be closer to 2 hours a day. Are you going to use computers when you go to college? Yeah. You know what? I have to use computers and I have to be able to read to work in radio. All of the music and all the commercials that you hear on the radio are programmed into the computer, and my microphone is actually plugged into the computer. So I have to be a good reader, and I have to know how to use a computer just to work in radio. How many of you like history, science, math, reading, PE? All right. All right, so rule number 3 is work hard in school. Will that make you feel good inside? Yeah. And if we feel good on the inside, we'll feel good on the outside. Which leads us to rule number 4, which is be nice to others. How many of you are nice to other people, not counting your brothers and sisters? How many of you are nice to others, counting your brothers and sisters? Does that make you feel good on the inside? And will that make you feel good on the outside? When you're nice to other people, does that make them feel good on the inside? And on the outside. Okay, very quiet for this one. Rule number 5. Rule number 5 is be kind to animals. How many of you are kind to animals? How many of you like animals? How many of you have a dog? A cat? A horse? An elephant? An elephant? Oh, I didn't let you get it down fast enough. That'd be a lot of work to take care of an elephant.
Yeah.
When you're nice to your animals, does that make you feel good inside? And if we feel good on the inside, we'll feel good on the outside. All right, ready for rule number 6? Rule number 6 is to set goals for yourself. You guys know what a goal is? G-O-A-L. I know I have a California accent. So it's a goal. Does anybody know what a goal is? What's a goal? That's right. It's when you kick the ball into the soccer net. Is that right? That's one kind of goal. Is there another kind of goal? Could a goal be our target? Could a goal be anything we want to achieve in life? How many think that roping this bull today could be a good short-term goal? How many think getting an A on a math test could be a good goal? How many think going to college could be a good goal? How many of you play sports or a musical instrument? Do you have to practice to get better? Yeah, that's one of our goals. Let me ask you this. In fact, let me tell you this. I mentioned that I worked in radio, right? Well, the first radio station I went to, they said, you can't work in radio, you don't have radio voice. Now, I could have quit right there, and that could have been the end of my goal, but I didn't. I watched people that were better than me. I studied and I practiced, and now I've worked with 10 different radio stations, and I visited with 100,000 students across the United States. What would have happened if I stopped at that first radio station? Nobody knows. We'll never know what could have happened unless we keep trying. So when we come up to rope this bull, or when we try sports, or we try to get better in school, or if we want to work in radio, we're going to try as many as it takes. Can you all say that, as many as it takes? All right, we're going to try something different. On the count of 3, we're all going to whisper as many as it takes. Can you do that? On the count of 3, we're all going to whisper as many as it takes. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So when our teachers come up here to rope the bull, they're going to go as many as it takes, all right? All right, while we're whispering, I'm going to go to rule number 7, which is the most important rule we're going to talk about today, so we have to have it very, very, very quiet. Rule number 7 is no drugs, tobacco, or alcohol. How many of you do not use drugs, tobacco, or alcohol? That's good, because it's against the law at your age, right? How many of you think that drugs, tobacco, and alcohol is bad for you? All right, listen up. We're almost to the roping. Let me ask you this. What do you think happens the first time you try alcohol or tobacco? You might get addicted. Guess what? The first time you try alcohol or tobacco, you usually throw up. And then the tobacco and alcohol companies want to trick you, so they flavor it so you'll try it again, which you usually throw up. Now, what do you think would happen if I had a real can or pack of tobacco here and a real horse or bull, and I offered it to that real horse or bull? They won't eat it. They'll just walk away. So if somebody offers you drugs, tobacco, or alcohol, do you have to say a word? No, you can just walk away. Do you guys know that drugs, tobacco, and alcohol mess up the message that comes from your brain to your hands and the rest of your body? So do you think I can rope this bull as well if I'm using drugs, tobacco, or alcohol? No. Do you think I can do as well in sports? No. Do you think I can do as well in school? No. But does that mean that people that use tobacco are bad people? No. It just means that it's very hard to quit using tobacco once you start. So if your loved ones use tobacco, try and tell them that you love them and encourage them to quit using tobacco. You can go to your teachers. They can go to the tobacco cessation people, the people that help people quit using tobacco, and they might be able to help them out. But if you see secondhand smoke, you want to move away from that, right? Is secondhand smoke bad for you? Yeah, so just move a little ways away. Once again, just walk away. None of you think that spit tobacco or chewing tobacco are safer than smoking, right? Because guess where you put chewing tobacco and spit tobacco? You put it in your mouth. Well, guess what else is in your mouth? Your teeth, then your tongue and your gums. And that chewing tobacco will make sores in your mouth. And then if it turns into oral cancer, they have to remove that. So they might have to remove a tooth. And if it goes further, they might have to cut out a piece of your gum under your teeth. If it goes further than that, they might have to cut out some of the bone in your chin. How cute do you think you'd be without a chin? Or a jaw? I'm going to ask you this. We mentioned that your tongue is in your mouth. It has to touch the tobacco. If it gets the sore on it, that's bad, right? I want you to stick your tongue out, hold your tongue with 2 fingers, and try to talk to your neighbor. Who wants their teacher to rope the bull? Who wants their teacher to rope the bull? All right. Let me ask you one thing. Were you able to understand each other without your tongue? Not very well, were you? So we're going to encourage you. One more rule, and then it's time to row. Are you ready? One more rule, and then it's time to row. So want to remember, stay away from drugs, tobacco, and alcohol. Okay, final rule, rule number 8. Do one nice thing for another person every day. If you do one nice thing for another person, will that make you feel good inside? Will that make the other person feel good inside? And if we feel good on the inside, we'll feel good on the outside. Okay, this is our quiet time. With the raise of hands, how many of you want to see the principal rope the bull? With a show of hands, how many want to see your teachers rope the bull? How many want me to demonstrate first? How many of you want to see me rope the bull? All right, let me go over 3 quick rules. This is starting into our quiet time, but then we're going to get a little bit loud, okay? Okay, rule number 1, no roping other people. Do you think this would hurt if it got around your neck? Do you think it would hurt if it got around your feet? Yes. If you're ever out on a ranch or see somebody holding a rope and they tell you to run, don't do it. Guess who they're going to rope? You. And cowboys usually like to bounce it off the ground and catch you from underneath, and guess what? Once your feet stop moving, your hands automatically go back but your face doesn't. It keeps going forward. And we call it a face plant. Have any of you done this? It's not very much fun, is it? So no roping other people. Rule number 2, we're going to respect personal space. We want our imaginary bubble, so it means no touching other people. Will that work? All right. And rule number 3, we're going to engage in universal conflict resolution. Do you know what this means?
No.
No, I thought you might not. Do you guys know what a conflict is?
No.
It's a disagreement, right? How about if you're going on a road trip and 2 of you want to sit next to the window? Is that a conflict?
Yeah.
How about if you're out on the playground, 2 of you want to be first in line? Is that a conflict? Yeah. Well, when we argue or push and shove, we usually don't resolve the conflict. So I'm going to give you a simple way, and you've all done it before. To resolve all conflicts in life, you simply do rock, paper, scissors. So everybody do it one time with your friends. Who wants to rope the bull? Who wants to see their teacher rope the bull?
God save some lucky men to be cowboys, 'cause no ordinary man can wear the name. Hearts of gold and hands of leather, and that restless spirit no one will ever tame. Branded by the land, befriended by the wind, you may never pass this way again. But something in the wind is saying that your time is now, boy. And your daddy calls you a drifter, I call you cowboy. Well, that voice of freedom is calling you down the line, and you don't know where you're going, but you know what you leave behind. So you're saddling up now to chase your dreams, to show yourself and the world what freedom really means. You've been branded by the land, befriended by the wind.
All right, how about a big round of applause for all of your students that roped the bull? How about a round of applause for all of your teachers and principal that roped the bull? And now, I want you guys to know, I want you all to hear this. I want you to know I'm very proud of you for being tobacco-free, alcohol-free, drug-free, and healthy. So the biggest round of applause for all of you for being healthy. Loud as you can get. All right, at this time, we need to get very quiet. I want you to get quiet, look toward your teachers. They're going to tell you how you're going to leave the room. And I want to thank you for letting me come to West Virginia to visit with you for healthy lifestyles. Thank you very much.
I call you cowboy, I I call you cowboy. Well, I call you cowboy.